Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And for those of you who like these type of videos, please remember to click like down below to offset those dislikes. And let's talk about what's going on here, guys. Apparently, AlphaDestiny, aka Strap-on Destiny, aka Grimly the Dwarf, has made a video discussing his own body dysmorphia. And, you know, I can appreciate some of the things he said there. I don't think he fully lives by what he's saying. I think he's got a long way to go. And while, again, I can appreciate some of the points he made there, and I'll give credit where credit is due for some of it, I don't think he's over his own body image issues, even remotely close. And the thing that really concerned me, though, what kind of caught my attention, as other people pointed out to me, because I was actually about to go watch it, trying to get ready to go watch it to make a video on it, and people actually were linking it to me, saying, hey, he mentioned Stephanie Buttermore, which is one of those topics I've been leaving alone. Yes, I've kind of seen what's happening with Stephanie, and it's one of those things, too, where I haven't decided what I want to say on it, because I know that women's body image issues is a very touchy subject. It's one of those that we do need to approach with care. We need to approach with caution. We need to be careful what we say about that to avoid giving the wrong message. It's just one of those topics. I personally have been cringing a bit with what she's doing, and it is purely from a health perspective of the rate at which she has chosen to gain weight and the way she's chosen to go about it. I'm not saying that she is unhealthy at her current level per se, but rather the rate at which she did it and then the emotional aspects associated with that. I don't think that's necessarily healthy. And no, I don't think she was in a healthy state of mind completely before that. And that's just my opinion on it. But I haven't really wanted to make a video on that yet. But what concerns me is that when Strap-on makes a video about that and is highlighting it as a positive thing, I don't know that we really want to do that. I think that needs to be approached a lot more cautiously than that. He's like, oh yeah, what she's doing is great. And it's like, whoa. And I think he's only saying that because he's buddies with Jeff Nipples and collabing with him. And I think there's a certain point where maybe Jeff himself as a Fit Pro should probably, I don't know, make his own statements on it. I don't know. I think he has. I just haven't seen it yet. I need to look into that. That is his girlfriend, and that is attached to his own brand. So it's something he needs to think about himself. But the point is, I'm concerned that Alex is jumping up promoting that as if that's the same as him promoting not being ripped all the time. But does Alex make a good point about the ripped thing? Yeah, I agree with that. And this is something I have been saying for years and years and years. And I catch flack for not getting ripped, even though I'm actually trimming body fat down right now, slowly. And no, I'm not cutting. I've been recomping. I did a 40-pound cut last year. I've been slowly recomping. Even my normal audience is noticing. Even people who normally hate me are coming in saying, man, okay, you are gaining muscle and losing fat. I don't even like you, and I admit it. Okay? There have been people in my comment section who are like, I don't even like you personally, but okay, I'll give credit where credit is due. So, that being said, I mean, I get that end of it, and I've always caught flack for not being ripped, and I don't really plan on being ripped unless it becomes advantageous to me from a competitive perspective, but it probably isn't going to be. It's just not, because there's a body fat threshold where your performance suffers as an athlete until you start putting the stuff into your body to make up for that. And even then, it's still not going to be a guarantee that you're going to keep your performance at a certain threshold. There's going to be a minimum threshold even with that. So I've generally told people that is the big issue. This whole aesthetics community and the obsession with aesthetics and being at ultra low body fats is detrimental. I mean, and it's bad enough that I'm standing over here at a healthy athletic body fat. Most experts agree, even coaches who know me are like, oh yeah, dude, you're not in a bad place at this point from a strength to weight ratio, from a body fat, from a health perspective, an athletic perspective, you're actually in a good range now. Right? The experts who I know and coaches all generally agree with that. But I still have to deal with the people from this aesthetics world coming in saying, oh, there's fat guy giving fitness advice. And it's like when you can see my abs. And I have a flat stomach. It's like, and they're still calling that fat. It's like this is an issue in the community. That's how absurd this community is. Right? Because they actually go after people who aren't even part of their world. You have these people from the aesthetics and bodybuilding world who literally come over and talk to athletes. I'm an athlete, guys. I'm a master's athlete. I am not a physique competitor. In fact, I think physique competition is absurd and ludicrous. I don't think anybody should ever do it. But they actually want to put me in that same category. That's how weird and obsessed these people are with this stuff. They go after athletes who are at healthy athletic body fats for their own sports, who are healthy and in fantastic health, and they literally want to call them fat. Okay? Let that sink in. That's how crazy these people get. I mean, that is its own level of delusion. So we see that, and he did rightly point out that that is a problem, and that the problem that he noticed and he went through is that when he did get really, really lean, his strength went down. He felt smaller. It's like, yeah, guys, that's the reality of it. Unless you're using copious amounts of substances, and I'm not saying he's natty because I don't believe that he is. My opinion says me. Unless you're using copious amounts of substances, when you start dropping below 10% body fat, you don't look big when you have your clothes on. You only look big when you're on a camera with nobody standing next to you with your shirt off. The moment you put a shirt on and you go in public, be honest with you guys, man, if you're 170 pounds at 8% body fat, most of you, you're going to look tiny in public compared to an actual good-sized lifter. You just are. And that's what people forget. They don't understand that. Then they see me sitting here on camera. They don't necessarily realize I'm 220 pounds. Hey, you're going to look really, really, really small standing next to me with our t-shirts on. So you have to put that in perspective. And the difference is, if you're 13, 14, 15% body fat and you carry a good amount of muscle on you from training, and that's the healthy range, guys. You need to understand, being in 12 to 15% body fat range is a very, very healthy from a medical perspective, a fitness perspective. That's almost an ideal health range, right? That's an ideal health range. If you're at that point, you are going to look bigger when you have a t-shirt or a tank top or whatever on. You're going to look bigger walking down the street. You just are, than if you were to cut down later. And that's something that he dealt with and realized. He's like, man, I like these cuts, but I wanted to be strong and I want to look fairly big. And then he realized he had to make a sacrifice, because he had bulked up to a body fat he wasn't comfortable with, but he looked bigger in his clothes. His strength went up. He had the best lifts of his life, at least on his upper body lifts. Then he cuts down and loses that and realizes, man, I am small. I am small now. People might think I look big on camera. I'm going to take my shirt off because of the abs. But I'm not big. I'm really not. Yeah, because you're like 160 pounds. You can't be big at 160. It's impossible. You're 160 pounds. Size implies mass. So when you get next to someone else, you don't look big anymore. The reality of that is that that's true, but these guys get obsessed with this stuff to the point to where it becomes detrimental to their health physically, detrimental psychologically, and it can be an issue. He's right about that. But the thing that I will say is that he claimed he's through his own body image disorders, and here's the challenge I would issue to you, Alex. You issued a challenge back to me, which I fulfilled your end of the challenge. You never fulfilled mine. You never showed that you could squat, right? He never did a legitimate deadlift. People are going to say, but he lifted this and that. That is not the same. There is nothing that he has demonstrated with the deadlift that shows that he could actually legitimately deadlift, a real deadlift, over 500 pounds for reps, right? Meat legal, without straps. I don't care whether it's sumo or conventional. He can't. Nothing he's displayed demonstrates that. These are all show-off lifts that are not the same thing, and he knows it. And the same, he never squatted. Well, Alex, you said specifically you don't squat because as a short man, this is your words, as a short man, you feel that big tree trunk legs from squatting make you look smaller. They make your upper body look smaller, and they look ridiculous, and it makes you look small. And it really reveals your height. So you always talk about wanting to be strong, wanting to perform well, like it's a big deal to you these days. Start squatting. And in fact, if you were as secure as you're claiming to be now, you wouldn't be worried about the fact that you're probably a sub 300 pound squatter, right? You are. You wouldn't be worried about that, and you would just go ahead and start squatting and let people see it and admit it and just build your squat up to something respectable over time, because you could. He could absolutely do it. He could do it if he wanted to and get in and do it, right? You claim you're secure about this stuff, then go ahead, Alex. Do it. Prove it. Do some squatting. Train your actual lower body instead of promoting silly upper body bro only nonsense, right? Because you're not helping people. I mean, if we want to talk about real fitness and real health, you have to train your lower body. In fact, your lower body needs to be the priority. When we start setting aside aesthetics focus, right? When you set that to the side and your focus becomes actual fitness and health and athleticism, your lower body should be taking priority over your upper body. In fact, if your goals were purely health, fitness, athleticism, and you could only pick one, you would only train the lower body. If you had to pick between the two, you would do lower body lifts. Everyone would just be squatting and deadlifting and variations of them and things that they could do. That's what they would do. That gives you the most health and fitness benefits. All right, so be healthy, Alex. Promote real fitness. That's my challenge to you. If you claim now that you are secure with this stuff and you're not going to be obsessed about the silly stuff that doesn't matter, and you want to really focus upon performance and size and health and athleticism, start squatting. Start squatting. And I don't mean pistol squats because they don't count. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.